In my 30 years of business experience, the problem has always been there, and I think it's getting worse. People are growing more unhappy and less fulfilled in their lives than ever before. And contrary to what some politicians and media outlets attempt to make us believe, we're living in a culture of abundance. I mean, just, think about it. Previous generations were striving to fulfill basic human needs such as shelter, food, and security. And today, however, we have all this at our fingertips. I mean, we can eat mangoes in the wintertime, for crying out loud. So I think what people are chasing after now is this constant wanting of more. Better and bigger homes, shiny new cars, flat screen TVs and the newest iPhones. Whereas the previous generation would base their success on the safety and security that they built for themselves and their families. Today's culture has, convinced people that success and happiness is determined by how much stuff they accumulate before they die. Field of psychology has proven through studies and surveys that what people are really looking for is more balance in their lives, and they're looking to lead, strive for a satisfying and fulfilling life. They so desperately want to fulfill the human needs for significance, love and connection, growth, and a sense of contribution to something bigger than themselves. And in a world where we're so hyper connected to everything, we think we're plugged into everything, but in fact we become disconnected from those things which are valuable to us, which we do hold most important to us. Oh, absolutely. Individuals are in this constant state of internal struggle to find the right mix in their lives, always wanting something more and just never quite being satisfied. They report to work to managers who are direct descendants, if you will, of the creators of our balance sheet that we use today, where we categorize employees as expenses and machines as our assets. And some companies, in an attempt to address the work-life balance issue and improve employee happiness, they've added one of my favorites, the Dress Down Friday. Or they go out and they bring in a wellness coach for 10 minutes for a pep talk each month. And that wellness coach has no connection to those people or the organization. So again, we're missing the boat. We're missing that connection, that very important bonding there, an opportunity to get involved with that individual and show that we care. I worked in the retail industry for many years, and it was, accepted matter of fact, I guess, that 70-hour work week was the norm. That's what you did, and that's what we had to do. And top executives in the big box stores, they were dropping dead in their store bathrooms. And we book after book and article after article of different executives dropping dead from all this stress and the hypertension and heart attacks and all this stuff that set in after years of doing that same old thing. And so I guess I was one of the lucky ones, maybe not so lucky, but after working 80-hour work weeks, not knowing how to deal with that stress day in and day out, and not focusing on what should have been my life's priorities, I found I had a stroke at the age of 31. Soon after, I realized that my life wasn't matching up to the blueprint that I had created in my mind of what my life was supposed to be. And I began looking into why that was. And I've spent the last 10 years thoroughly studying, researching, reading everything I can get my hands on in the fields of psychology, human potential, neuroscience, health and nutrition, and work-life balance as well. And I changed my life dramatically with a simple system that I created a few years ago. And I'm now in a great position, and I'm able to be able to help others discover the potential that exists in each of them as well. And I am so excited to be able to be at this point in my life where I can begin to do that. Motivational speakers attempt to wake people up to take action. And you know, that type of motivation is external to the individual or the organization that they're talking to. External motivation, it's a temporary trigger. And people, you know, they may be motivated to take action for only as long as the desire to make a change lasts. And typically, I think, you know, we can all relate to the fact that that's usually right up until that first challenge or roadblock appears in our path. And so an inspirational speaker is one who elicits emotion within people. And everyone knows what they should be doing, you know, the changes they need to make or have to make because of health or otherwise, whether it's lifestyle change or a behavior they're trying to tweak or a daily ritual they're trying to add to their lives. They know what to do, and they often have that internal motivation that's needed to do it, to make those adjustments. But they lack that emotional connection. And emotion is a powerful force that makes a difference between stopping at the challenge or roadblock that jumps out in front of us, or climbing over it, or kicking it aside. And I think the Latin word, and I've never taken Latin, but I believe I heard it once, the Latin word for inspire is inspiri, and the definition of that is to breathe life into. And inspiring people is to breathe life into their ideas and their dreams, stirring up and connecting to that emotion. And people accomplish great things when the idea is hot and the emotion is high. Quite frankly, you know, I think the success of the organization is going to be directly related and dependent on the amount of attention that they give to the individual and the success that individual achieves in their personal life. And in order to get people engaged in the business and focused on the collective goal of the organization, which, you know, is success, is profit, is high numbers and productions, efficiencies, and all that good stuff. It's going to require us to replace the old carrot and stick method of motivation. You know, that method of motivation we picked up in the 20th century that we just can't seem to let go of. This outside approach, this outside-in approach, as I would call it, of dealing with people needs to be replaced with what I consider an inside-out approach. And in order for businesses to succeed, they're going to need to get people emotionally involved in the process. And until people are on a path of their own personal success, until they're on the road to maintaining and achieving a satisfying and fulfilling life, they're not going to be all that eager to jump on the organization's bandwagon, I'm afraid to say. Do I like doing what I do? No. I love doing what I do. I jump out of bed every morning, and my hope is that I can get to one individual today, one group of individuals this afternoon, whatever it is. But, you know, I have this connection, and I don't know what it is. I guess it's just a concern for the individual. But no matter where I go, what organization I go into, I always find a way to have people gravitate to me. And they want to talk about themselves, about what's going on. And, you know, I might be in an organization once a week, once a month, but I bet you that I know more about those individuals than their bosses do who are there every day. And to me, that's a shame. And it's something I want to change. And to do that, I've got to get out there. I've got to be able to get in front of people and be able to help people make those changes so that everybody feels a belonging at work. They're emotionally tied to what they do, and they can focus on it and be safe at what they do because their personal lives are intact. Everything is going well. And that's what fuels me. That's what I get very passionate about. And, you know, just one opportunity just gets me all jazzed up. And I, for some reason, every day, no matter where I go, what company I go into, I make that connection. And it doesn't take much. And that's what the supervisors and managers today need to realize. It doesn't take much. It takes 2 minutes. A daily coaching conversation, which I've created and can share with people, makes a huge difference. But we need to focus on that individual. And until we do, we're going to status quo. We're going to maintain that status quo.